The October 18th meeting of the Eden Prairie City Council will now come to order. We have a color guard here from Cub Scout Pack 919, and they will be leading us in the placing of the flag and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Forward march. Color salute. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ready to.
Color guard, retire the colors. Forward march. Thank you so much. Very nice job from Cub Scout Pack 919, which is sponsored by the Eden Prairie Morning Rotary. The Cub Master is Paul Repeach, okay. And the Wolf Scout participating in the ceremony are Hudson Repeach, Chase Casper, Alex Chapin, Evan Lair, Graham Zarcy, Nick Randall, and Shub Pathrikar. Thank you very much for coming out tonight. Prior to the start of council meetings, we have an opportunity for people to address the City Council on items related to city business. Our council meetings are generally the first and third Tuesdays of each month, and the open podium period of time is from approximately 6:30 to 6:55. If you wish to address the council at this time, please contact the city manager's office at 949-8412 by noon of the meeting date with your name, your phone number, and the subject matter you wish to address. If time remains after scheduled speakers are completed, we will offer the opportunity for other members to get up from the audience and address the council. If you have any questions about this open podium period of time, again, please contact the city manager's office. Is there a motion for approval of the agenda and other items of business?
Move approval.
Second.
Any items to delete or add? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes. Is there a motion for approval of the minutes from the council workshop held on October 4th, 2016?
Move approval.
Second.
Any items to correct in those minutes? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes. Is there a motion for approval of the minutes from the city council meeting held that same date?
Move approval.
Second.
Any corrections to those? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Consent calendar. Is there a motion?
Move approval.
Second.
Any items to pull for discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Our public hearing today is related to a resolution approving our 2016 special assessments. Mr. Getchell.
Thank you, Mayor and City Council. Annually at this time of year, we bring forward a resolution for you to consider approving special assessments for the previous 12 months. And the special assessments range from utility projects, street improvement projects, or any other bill that may need to be levied on individual or businesses' property taxes. So this is something that is done annually, and you can see in the packet the detailed list of each assessment, and the supplementals and the amounts are all included. Everyone that is proposed to be assessed was provided ample notice previous to this to actually pay the amount before it would be assessed. In some circumstances, there's an agreement that it would be assessed so that you know that would be coming. And also provided notice of the public hearing that you need to hold tonight before you consider the resolution to approve the various assessments. So the staff is here to answer any questions you may have on any group of or any individual assessment that you can see, again, varies depending on the type of assessment, from 5 years maybe up to 15 years or 20 years, depending on the amount or the assessment itself.
Any questions, Mr. Getchell? This is a public hearing. Is there anyone from? Well, I know you would.
We want 2 public hearings.
Oh, that's right. Go ahead, Mr. Case.
I had my light on
You
there.
did. I didn't know that you needed to speak.
No, thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate just the moment here. I would like to propose that we break this into 2 public hearings and have IC 11-5800 be one public hearing, and then all the rest of the special assessments be a second. And the reason for that is that I am employed by United Health Group. United Health Group owns United Health Care and then operates United Health Care Services. And the special assessment of $267,509.92, I'd like to not be part of that conversation or that vote, and I will actually remove myself from the council while you run that public hearing.
Okay.
Mr. Rosso, is that okay?
We only have one public hearing notice, so to accommodate that, I think we should first have a discussion of all the other assessments during the course of the hearing for which you can be present and participate, and then save any comments from staff relating to the assessments against UHG, for which you can then recuse yourself. When it comes to the resolution, you can vote for everything. We can break the vote into 2 parts. The first part being...
So run a single public hearing but have 2 separate votes.
Yes. Okay. And do the public hearing in such a fashion that the UHG is a discrete part of it, because we just have one public hearing notice.
Understand.
So
sounds good.
Okay, so we'll do the public hearing. We're having one public hearing, but first we'll talk about everything except UHG.
yes.
Okay. All right. Is there anybody from the audience that wants to address the council on this special assessment? Okay.
Seeing none, I would move to close the public hearing and adopt the resolution approving special assessments represented in the fall of 2016, with the exception of the UHG assessment.
Will that work, Mr. Rosso?
That works. I was anticipating that there might have been some questions
Okay.
of the
Relating only to United Health Group?
Well, relating to either one of them, that there might have been questions. That's why I was suggesting breaking the public hearing into 2. We
don't
didn't
see
need
any
to do
questions,
that.
so-
So there
okay.
are no questions. You have no questions of staff. So we can just proceed with the resolution of everything but the UHG assessment.
Okay. So you can second.
So I can second the motion with
Well,
the exception.
The mayor can second.
Well, I thought the motion that he made did not include UHG.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. You're correct? Yes.
Second.
Okay. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes. Now we need a resolution approving the special assessments for IC 11-5800, which covers UHG, and I'll make that motion. Do you want to
And I'll second it.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I abstain.
All right. All right, then we get to payment of claims. Is there a motion for approval?
So move.
Second.
Any items for question? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Aho,
Aye.
Councilmember Case,
Aye.
Mayor Terrelukens.
Aye. The final thing that we have on the agenda today is an update on coyotes from our police chief, Demand. This is an issue that we've all had brought before us at various times over the years, and it's not just an issue for Eden Prairie, it's affecting a lot of cities around here. So, Chief Demand.
Mayor, council members. Good evening. As you mentioned several meetings ago, we did have a citizen come in and shared their concerns regarding a coyote that is in their neighborhood. After you guys had the conversation with her, it was requested for us to take a look at what we're doing here in the city and what other jurisdictions are doing to manage the coyote population. So I'm going to start this here in just a minute. I'm going to go over a little bit of history regarding our calls for service here in Eden Prairie this year. I'm going to talk a little bit about why killing the coyotes is not a good idea, and talk a little bit about hazing and scaring the coyotes to manage the contacts that our public may have with them. So in 2016, you'll see that we had 22 calls regarding coyotes. A couple of them were just general questions. We had 19 sightings. That's where someone said that they either saw a coyote or they thought they heard a coyote. Several of them where they saw an injured coyote on 212, and a couple more reports of where they saw a dead coyote, probably from a car, on 212. We had 3 reports of injured pets from owners suspecting coyotes, but we don't have an actual eyewitness account of the actual attack. So we want to be real careful because there are other animals that can also cause harm to our domestic pets, such as raccoons, and we just want to be careful in making sure that we're not pinpointing the issue on the coyotes. So I went through, there's 2 big studies that I looked at. The citizen that was here several meetings ago talked about the Chicago study. I also found another a study from Denver. In those studies, they were both long-term studies, talked about not killing the coyote to take care of the problem that can actually create more problems for a jurisdiction. Coyotes are a very important part of the ecosystem, and if you remove the coyotes, what ends up happening through these studies, they found that there became an overpopulation of the food source that the coyotes would hunt for. So that would be things like mice, rats, other rodents, raccoons, rabbits. I did see listed geese, eggs from geese, and chickens as well, and eggs from chickens. So if you take that source away, these cities did experience an overpopulation of those things. So we want to be really careful as we move forward. The other thing that I saw in the studies is that for some jurisdictions that tried to trap and snare the coyotes, they actually ended up capturing and severely injuring domestic dogs that were off leash or just roaming around in the woods. So we want to be real careful with that. So what we're doing is basically what our surrounding communities are doing, and when you look at the whole country, everybody's moving towards hazing and trying to scare these animals to keep them from coming in close. We get a lot of our information from the DNR. Edina, Chanhassen, and Burnsville do the same thing that we do, and they have great success with it. So hazing, basically what we're trying to do when we haze these animals is we're trying to reinforce their natural fear of humans. And we do that by following this list, and this is on our website. But basically you want to wave your arms, you want to do things that are going to scare the animal away. You want to make sure that you scare them out of the area. If you don't do that, what ends up happening is that they begin to start to trust the humans because they're not as scared of them. So you want to make sure that you push them out of the area. If you feel comfortable, the DNR suggests chasing after them to get them to move. That would be up to your comfort level. Banging pots, air horns work very well. We have hazing kits at the police department that we can provide and help citizens deal with those. And again, the goal is to scare them completely out of the area. So we would just want to reinforce that human fear that they have. Other tips to keep them from coming into the area in the first place is you want to secure garbage cans to make sure they can't get into the garbage. Wildlife feeders like bird feeders, when the birds eat and the seeds fall to the ground, that becomes a source to bring in rabbits and other creatures, which brings in the coyotes. So you want to, if you have bird feeders, we just suggest that you clean that up daily and get the remnants off the ground and thrown away. We do suggest that people supervise cats. Cats can go out. We don't recommend that you put your cat outside, but they can go out on your own property. And small dogs, or any dog. I have a dog that I put out daily, and when I do that, I always walk out with the dog and check my backyard to make sure that there is no coyote in the area or an animal that could actually harm my dog. And with that, I can take questions, if you have any.
Any questions for the chief?
I guess no questions, but I guess the general comment is that what you feel that what we're doing right now is the best course of action, and that we should just continue on this course of action and not make any changes to our current policies or procedures.
Correct. I would just stay the course. One study I saw, it was in 2008, so it's a little bit dated, but in our country, including Canada, there were 10 confirmed coyote bites on humans. And during that same period in 2008, there were 4.5 million domestic dog bites on humans. So it kind of gives you an idea of what we're dealing with here. We should probably pay more attention to our domestic dogs and the injuries that are occurring from them.
Great, thank you.
Yep.
Anything else? Thank you very much. Appreciate that report. All right, any other business to bring before the council? Is there a motion to adjourn then?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
Good job running the meeting.